Hey, what's going on, guys? Goose here, man. Coming back at you another video. This will be a Saints video. So, hey, if you're a Saints fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and click all notifications and give me a little thumbs up because I do Saints videos. And so make sure you are here for those. All right. At the title says it all. Is 2020? Is that going to be Breeze's final season? I mean, that's been the talk lately. Uh, Sean Payton was on Get Up the other day talking about it, and NOLA.com has run a story about this that 2020 could be Drew Brees' last season. Um, like I said, I mean, I've always had the thought process that if the Saints would have won the Super Bowl in any of these last two seasons, in 2018 and 2019, Drew Brees would have retired. I think Drew Brees would have walked away with two Super Bowl victories. So 2020 could possibly be his last season, especially if you watched last season, especially the way Drew Brees ended up the season, especially against the playoff game. Just didn't look like himself. Drew Brees has, you know, his arm strength has regressed the last several years because he's gotten older. So will 2020 be his last season? We did sign a 2-year contract in the offseason, but there was really no talk about it. There really was no talk about which would be his last season, 2020 or 2021. But no, Sean Payton actually came out the other day and like I said, he's on Get Up talking about this 2020 would be his last season. As I will read an article, little excerpts here from the NOLA.com article, as despite signing the 2-year deal, $50 million deal, Sean Payton hinted that this could be his last. This could be Drew Brees' last season in the NFL. Win or lose. And that would be really. I mean, I don't know, because let's say that happens. I guess they really are all in on Taysom Hill. As if you read the article, it just looks like they are. Uh, Sean Payton really is on Taysom Hill. It's like Taysom Hill probably will be the quarterback of the future once Drew Brees um, does hang it up. Because Sean Payton says the role's pretty clear of Hill. They first and foremost they view him as a quarterback, so they spend a lot of time in the offseason for their vision of him taking over for Drew Brees once Drew Brees hangs it up. So um, that just kind of reaffirmed that this could be Drew Brees' last season because I don't. Why would they wait 3 more years? 3 would be 3 years before Taysom Hill plays because you got 2 years and 3 years. Then next year he'll start. So next year will probably be Taysom Hill's first season as a starting quarterback. But hey, let's talk about Drew Brees. Drew Brees has had a wonderful career. This will be his 20th season in the NFL, 15th with the Saints. He came to the Saints in 2006. Excuse me. Came to the Saints in 2006, right after Hurricane Katrina. Could have went to the Dolphins. Dolphins were just not really, comfortable with his shoulder, and the Saints were able to take a gamble on him, and it's worked out wonderfully for the Saints. Yeah, they only have one Super Bowl under their belt, but hey, that's one more than the Saints had in their existence before he came here. So it was well worth the signing back in 2006. It was a very, very, very friendly cap wise that back then. That's why the Saints were able to build around him, and they won in 2009. His first season, they went to the NFC Championship game with the Bears. Ended up losing that game. Saints were very competitive in that game, but the Bears were just too much in the fourth quarter. But of course, Drew Brees has the passing yardage record. He has the touchdown record. A lot of records Drew Brees holds, Saints records and NFL records. But I still think he wants that second ring. He's had multiple chances to win for whatever reasons has not worked out. 2011, they lost that game against San Francisco, a game the Saints led twice in the fourth quarter, and they defense let it slip away. Of course, in 2017, they had the lead against the Vikings. The Minnesota Miracle happened. 2018, you had the Rams, and then last year against the Vikings, when the Saints just did not play very well at all in that playoff game. So they've lost 2 straight home games in the playoffs. So all the talk was, hey man, the Saints are unbeatable at home in the playoffs. Well, The last two games have proven otherwise. So Saints are going to have to get back to being, if they do host a playoff game at home, they're going to have to get back to that before that Rams game when they really were dominant under Sean Payton at home in the playoffs. So, but like I said, is this Drew Brees last season? Saints fans, let me know. What do you think? I mean, it's good. Everything has to end. Everything. Unfortunately, things end, dynasties end, careers end. So we're probably seeing the last season for Drew Brees. Will it be 16 games? Will it be 17 games? That's in the regular season anyway. What's it going to be? I mean, if the Saints make the playoffs, how's that going to work out? So hopefully the Saints can draft well. They've already brought in Emmanuel Sanders. That's going to help out for their for the number 2 receiver. That's something they have not had in several years. Is a legit number 2 guy to go beside Michael Thomas. So he should Emmanuel Sanders should help as long as he stays healthy. But and Alvin Kamara needs to be healthy. Kamara rolled his ankle last season. So all these things need to come together to make Drew Brees' maybe final year be historic and go out on a high note and maybe win the Super Bowl. But the Saints are going to need, of course, you always need a lot of luck to win the big game, right? I mean, you can say what you want, but every team that has won the Super Bowl has gotten lucky or made their own luck at some point in the season. And hey, it is what it is. So yeah, in closing, if this is his final year, it'll be a little sad. It's going to be upsetting, a little upsetting to know that number 9 won't be quarterbacking much longer. But uh, majority of the Saints fans realize that Drew Brees' time is, they got lesser days and more days than he can be the quarterback. So have a great one, guys, and I'll talk to you next time.